Today, also the last PMI data came out and also consumer confidence. Also very important is that yesterday we had the rest of the earnings of S&P markets and also in Nasdaq, especially Apple, which in my opinion technically is still bearish, but it doesn't matter as trader. It doesn't matter. The stock is long at this moment. So Tim Cook tried also to talk about positive attitudes of Apple, that the Apple AI is 16 times better in another countries, but not in the United States, blah, blah, blah. So whatever important for today is now, before I come especially to the markets, that very important US 10-year bond yields or treasuries fall to 6-week low, meaning that the yield on the 10-year US treasury note is toward 4.5% on Friday. Asia Open. This is the lowest in 6 weeks, as the lack of upside surprises to the latest price data, which allowed the market to hold positions which reflect multiple rate cuts by the Fed this year. Last not least, inflation is rising because of only one person, and that's the Tariff-Man, Donald Trump, with his tariffs. So it's very interesting. On one side, a good businessman, a very knowledgeable and smart businessman, but on the other side, politically and publicly, someone who's talking bullshit with tariffs that are good for consumers and the United States, and everybody who is an economic analphabet knows exactly tariffs are poison to any country, especially for the consumers. So maybe his policy is edged with his targets of cutting the interest rates and also cutting the taxes on one side, or at first place. Of course, he himself is profiting from this policy. Secondly, the elite or people who are really rich, the billionaires, on his side. And last not least, during this time, in the meanwhile, people who will suffer are the consumers in the United States. So call me anti-capitalist or capitalist or communist or anti-communist. I don't care about it. I'm just a realist trader. And this is just the subject of economy. That's also the reason that one day after his inauguration, he denies, but he published the news that he set a new coin, Trump coin. And we see that at this moment, Trump coin, Melania, and also Barron coin are falling to nowhere. So people lost their confidence in Trump, especially the crypto guys lost their confidence in him. And so this is policy. You voted for him. He's the president of the United States by democratic way, by your race, American prince. And that's your fault, because maybe many of you, I'm not saying all, but many of you are thinking only to your nose, right? So meaning he just says somebody is saying something and you instantly believe. You have never learned of history. But this president is going to make himself richer first. And what he said, he's a good public speaker. We know that, who likes to be in every or on every cover of every magazine, newspaper, news, people talking about him, and who is thinking about himself and his own family first. So, but the next years will teach you very painfully what it does mean. So the second one is that he's saying that the United States is paying for the rest of the world, but exactly the opposite is true. The world is since decades paying for the United States, right? A lot of wars, a lot of CIA and NSA bullshit here and there is initiated by the United States, but not by the other governments. We all know that, you know that. If you don't believe it, then I'm sorry, you are very dumb, stupid. But we go back now to the markets. So that's the US 10 years bond yield fall now or decline is very important, as in the meantime markets awaited further clarity on whether the Trump administration would follow through with imposing tariffs on Canada and Mexico, what he did now. And on the other side, yesterday, then at around 7 p.m. New York time, the stock market, especially NASDAQ, started to finish the bearish move and started to consolidate and now running higher. Very important issue is also that the US dollar edged higher today. Again, Trump, the Tariff-Man, said that he is going to put 100% tariffs on every country, which is for BRICS, and everybody who is against the US dollar. And we exactly know what that does mean for Bitcoin, a crypto guy. So US dollar, fiat currency, the first biggest enemy of Bitcoin, now by your president, who promised you to make the United States to the cryptocurrency country. Number one is exactly doing the opposite of promises he gave you. So in this case, promise gave, promise not kept. But instead, he is protecting the US dollar, and in the news, in public, he is talking against the Federal Reserve, against Jay Powell, and saying that the Federal Reserve, Fed, did a terrible job, but behind the closed doors, he supporting exactly those person, exactly those institutions, the Federal Reserve, 100%. So he said it, that's true, go search it. Therefore, the US dollar rises and becoming more firm technically. So based on my analysis, the US dollar is currently short. The treasury yields also moved higher as the investors reacted, of course, to yesterday data which showed inflation accelerating on an annual basis. And last not least, the PCE price index, which the Fed's preferred inflation gauge, and that rose 0.3% in December 2024 from the previous months. Now, while these figures matched economists' expectations, the yearly increase was higher than November 2024 number, which was at 2.4%, and that sent the US dollar especially higher. On the other side, putting more tariffs on Canada, meaning because the US has not enough or a lack of refinery structures to produce oil. The United States have oil. They are producing light oil, but no crude oil. And also the WTI, which is producing also in Texas, for example, is not enough also for our needs. So he's talking, he provided to the whole world another bullshit of the United States Tariff-Man, or the American Tariff-Man, better said. Canada, they need Canada. And on one side, he puts more tariffs on Canada. On the other side, he needs Canada's oil and many other precious metals and raw materials for the United States. Canada is number one exporter to the United States because the United States will die without Canada. That's fact. And how can you make a product that you need, put a lot of tariffs on that, meaning you spend a lot of money for something you can get cheap, and that way you say, okay, I need your product and I must buy it, you must sell it to me, but I don't want this price, this cheap price. I put tariffs on it because I want to buy it more expensive from you. You know, that's against every logic. As said again, what he does, not even an analphabet economic person, not even someone who has no clue of economics and just can write his name on paper, doesn't know anything about math, doesn't know anything about science or whatever, has already spent 1 or 2 years of his life at school. Even that person knows exactly that this tariff policy of Trump is just stupid, bullshit, dumb. What do the markets do? They laugh at him. So, okay, put your tariffs. No, you want to give me much more money for my product? Please do. All right, we do that. And that's exactly that the markets, the DAX, the Deutsche Aktien Index, is running higher and higher because the Germans, the Europeans, are the biggest exporters after Canada to the United States. Okay, you want to give us more money? Do that. Thank you very much. And now we come to a very, very important market, and this market is gold. And we see that the gold futures very nicely happy about more gold, especially the last days. Gold made much more better performance than the last 4 weeks. So the gold market continues to see now very solid bullish momentum, with price trading now at this moment at around 2,860, meaning with a trading range to around 2,920, which is expected. So the core personal consumption expenditure index was again yesterday the main reason that gold broke the next 12.6 ATR range, and that was the reason that much more traders now started to add up their bullish positions, where they have been buying also deeper. So there are, of course, also at the meantime now a lot of analysts or people who were critical or spread a lot of critics against gold note that the latest inflation data presents a mixed picture for gold. On one side, the elevated consumer prices, will likely prevent the Federal Reserve from cutting interest rates anytime soon. And soon means not next month, not April, not on May. It is delayed now, waiting for June, July of this year. However, the fact that inflation remains unchecked, which poses now a threat to the economy, and on one side, also again, on my last video of yesterday and 2 days ago, I told you exactly where the gold is going to, also Nasdaq and also Bitcoin. Remember, I told you at around 106, 108, we will have a pause and Bitcoin can go there. At that price, we had 102 Bitcoin. And exactly this happened now this morning. Bitcoin started to pause. Bitcoin started to take massive profits. So the report highlighted, of course, a robust consumption growth with personal spending. But on the other side, I told you also yesterday in my video and on my last video, go please watch it again, because that's very important and all these videos depend on each other, was only one sentence that was very, very important, what Jerome Powell said of Fed, the Fed chairman. Inflation elevated. That's saying it all, and I say again, we will have a very big volatility. The market is going up. Also, maybe it's not happening today. So at this moment, the Nasdaq is bullish. We are going targeting now to 20,092. S&P we are going to target 6,145. All is very bearish, very strong bearish, targeting 71 and then 68. The euro at this moment is stagnating a little bit, but it's going now below 1.02. Gold, at this moment we are at 2,861 and is going to reach the next target, 2,900 to 2,980. Bitcoin, at this moment, we are at 105.60, 105K, 60, 63. So we will have, first of all, a possible drop to 101 era. If it's breaking at, we are going again to around 98, 70, 98, 290. So the long-term bullish volume is of course active, but if the Bitcoin, and I guess that today the Bitcoin is trying to get down first of all, so until maybe Sunday evening, Monday morning, and then starting to rise again if nothing worse is coming. So, but if the market is going down and the momentum shifts suddenly from bullish to bearish, then we will go to below 98K to around 96 or even 90 to 92K. But if the market starts to consolidate, meaning that Bitcoin now targeting the next Friday, which is the first Friday of February 2025, the non-farm payroll, and that means that the market starts to rise up again to the same target like now, to 107K and 350, and then to elevate higher to around 180.70 and to 110, 160K. Once breaking that, then we can go higher to the next levels of 113K, 117K, 119, 120, 123K, and so on, right? So That's very important, first of all, to understand why the fundamentals matter. A lot of people, and of course, a lot of people, when I say in the chats or trading chats, there are newbies, young traders. And they just think, okay, so I know everything about the technical analysis. That's not something bad, that's good. But what they forget is technical analysis is only the timing, that's all. If you are the best analyst, technical analyst in the world, meaning I ask you a price, you immediately look at the chart, you tell me the market goes there, the market falls there, and exactly it happens, then you know then, especially there, you are not the best one. Even if I say if you are the best one, you are not the best one. Why? Because you forget one thing. The thing is, everything what you know, if you know 100%ly how the price move, then you just know 1% of everything what the market moves. Because 99%, and forget everything about now psychology and that stuff. I'm not talking about it. 99% are the fundamental analysis. So a good trader should be able to read the news, the facts, and immediately to say, all right, in 3 years, in 5 years, that exactly happens. This is the fundamentals, meaning bearish or bullish forecast, and now we wait in technical analysis for that very moving signal, and that signal is our entry in line with our forecast of the fundamental analysis. And that's a very big issue, a lack of trading education of many people. Therefore, I said again, and I say again, next month and also in March, especially in March, a lot of day traders will lose more than 95% of their money. Take it or leave it. This is the facts, this is the experience, and I know what I'm talking about, guys. Technical analysis is not everything, and you should start to re-educate your trading brain, not your trading system or AI or whatever, your own brain, right? To think more than there is something to glance, right? Not everything that has a glance or a shine is also right or correct. Also, I know a lot of people say, yeah, I need to maybe in some years I start. Also, they are wrong, because in the meantime, these people who just wait and see and do nothing, they have not understood. In the meantime, in trading, you will lose or you will win, and you have a 50-50 chance. But if you don't trade, you lose 100%. Why? Because all your money, what you have, all your assets, what you have, everything what you have in the banks or real estate, whatever, is now governed or ruled by all these circumstances what they're coming. By inflation, it's losing value every day, again and again and again and again. So there are a lot of people say, yeah, so I start in 6 months or 1 year to learn about trading. These people will lose 100%. They are very lazy people. And you know, people who know me, I don't like lazy people. The second category, people who said, or they're looking for excuses, right? You know, for example, you have a fat belly, and I tell you, okay, stand up, move your fat ass, and get thin, get shaped. And you tell, yes, but today, you know, My jacket is not clean, or my jacket is blue, I want to run with my red jacket, or I have not shaved, or I have not slept, and or I have been eating, or yeah, I must call my girlfriend. These are all fucking excuses, guys. You exactly know. You are fat, you want to get shaped, then stand up, get in your shoes, get out of the house, go run or make sports or whatever. And trading is like this. You want to learn, you want to save your capital, your family, your personal wealth. You improve it, not today, not only for tomorrow or next week, for the next 5 years, for the next 10 years, for the next 50 years, for your children, for your grandchildren, for your parents, right? I know someone who asked me to learn trading. I asked why. Said, I tried everything, I do anything because my mom is ill. I said, oh, what's wrong with her? I said, okay, Parkinson. And there is no issue. I do everything. I put everything of my asset. I want to learn it. I want to grow it up because I want to have so much money to hire every fucking doctor in this planet to find a fucking medicine to heal my mom. Everything what they put on us, on people, is paying taxes, paying bullshit, paying for this country, but all those fucking medicine man and doctors, they still have no fucking medicine against Parkinson, guys. And since last week, I am educating that person. So some know me. And normally, my trading course, people who join me, I made a test with some. So, but I have now a new website where other people are joining it. So to pay for the first level of my course is $35,000. But for that person, I said it, you know why? That convinces me I'm teaching you that for free. Because I saw the desire and the way that he was honest. He's going through hell privately, every day confronting with the sickness, illness of her mom. And he's going the hell through the world of trading to take every challenge, to learn it, to work hard for it. And that's exactly what I have the highest level of respect of these people, right? Of this person, especially this person. So this is the market now for the next days. So we see that gold also 2,854 is running sideways somewhere. So the Nasdaq currently at 21,906, going first of all to reach to the all-time high, and especially the E-mini started now a massive bull run now, meaning the traders are now adding up much more positions to the S&P futures. So we see now the price of S&P is at around 6,137, meaning that at this price now, much more traders start to buy more S&P contracts and to push the price higher, because they're going to close the market Friday today at high, and that is also another reason they are going for the next non-farm payroll on Friday. So have a good day, guys. Trade safe, stay well.